Aberration, a departure from what is normal, usual, or expected, typically one that is unwelcome. Scientists observed a genetic aberration in the development of the early nerve cells. Formation, the action of forming or process of being formed. The brain is still in formation during the first few weeks of embryonic growth. Cerebral, relating to the brain or the intellect. Humans generally use only a small fraction of their cerebral capacity. Philosophical, relating or devoted to the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. The professor engaged in a deep philosophical reflection about human existence. Splendid, magnificent, very impressive, or excellent. The researcher achieved a splendid breakthrough in neurological studies. Enterprise, a project or undertaking, typically one that is difficult or requires effort. Thank you for participating in this scientific enterprise that will change the world. Discretion, the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. We must rely on your complete discretion regarding these confidential experiments. Voyage, a long journey involving travel by sea or in space. The evolution of the human mind is a long and unknown voyage. Primitive, relating to, denoting, or preserving the character of an early stage in the evolutionary or historical development of something. For primitive organisms, survival and reproducing are the only two concerns. Reproduce, produce again or make a copy of, produce offspring. When conditions are favorable, cells will choose to reproduce rapidly. Habitat, the natural home or environment of an animal, plant, or other organism. If the habitat becomes unfavorable, the cells will stop reproducing. Sufficiently, to a sufficient degree, enough. The biological samples were not sufficiently protected during the transport. Sufficiency, the condition or quality of being adequate or sufficient. The cell achieves self-sufficiency by managing its own energy resources. Hypothesis, a supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation. For the moment, this revolutionary theory is just a scientific hypothesis. Notion, a conception of or belief about something. Before modern technology, humans had no notion of how cells functioned. Realm, a field or domain of activity or interest. Unlocking the full potential of the brain leads us into the realm of science fiction. Anesthetic, a substance that induces insensitivity to pain. The doctor administered a local anesthetic before performing the surgery. Pregnancy, the condition or period of being pregnant. Women produce a special hormone during the early weeks of pregnancy. Gabbing, talk rapidly and continuously, chatter. The guards were gabbing away in the hallway instead of watching the prisoners. Flattered, cause to feel honored and pleased. The professor was flattered by the young lady's deep interest in his research. Rudimentary, involving or limited to basic principles, immature or undeveloped. Although your understanding is rudimentary, you are definitely on the right track. Phenomenal, very remarkable, extraordinary. Her brain capacity expanded at a phenomenal speed within a few hours. Dominoes, any of 28 small oblong pieces marked with pips used in games. Once the reaction began, the old rules fell away like dominoes. Colonizing, sending a group of settlers to a place and establishing control over it, taking over a space. She realized that she was gradually colonizing her own brain cells. Traffickers, people who buy and sell goods illegally. The police captured a dangerous group of drug traffickers at the airport. Intestines, the lower part of the alimentary canal from the stomach to the anus. The smugglers hid the plastic pouches containing illicit drugs inside their intestines. Trustworthy, able to be relied on as honest or truthful. We need to find a trustworthy person to transport this highly valuable cargo. Codified, arranged laws or rules into a systematic code. Humans have codified the laws of nature to make existence more comprehensible. Unfathomable, incapable of being fully explored or understood. The true scale of the universe remains completely unfathomable to human minds. Infinitely, to an infinite extent or degree, boundlessly. If you speed up the playback infinitely, the moving object will seem to disappear. Legitimacy, conformity to the law or to rules, validity. Time is the only element that gives true legitimacy to our existence. Integrity, the state of being whole, entire, or undiminished, soundness. The cells will fight fiercely to defend their biological integrity. Ignorance, lack of knowledge or information. The professor argued that ignorance brings chaos while knowledge brings order. Presume, suppose that something is the case on the basis of probability. I presume she is developing a new generation of advanced technology.